dealing with crime downtown.
And having this station reopen our downtown is an essential first step to making Calgary's downtown as safe as possible.
The mayor's promise for a new police station. The Prime Minister calls for a sovereign wealth fund.
It's a great initiative, fantastic announcement.
Will it kickstart major projects? And cashing in on the higher cost of beef.
You're in it for the long haul.
Why cattle producers are feeling optimistic.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. The city is preparing to bring back a full police station to the downtown for the first time in nearly a decade. But questions remain about what implementation could look like. Moses Waldo joins us from City Hall with more. So Moses, how is the mayor selling the idea?
Well, Ian, it's been on the mind of Mayor Farkas for quite some time, dating back to his time as a councillor a decade ago. And he's certainly excited about the prospects, especially being this part of his time as a mayor, as part of his campaign promise. Now, the motion to reopen a downtown police station has received a supermajority in council, and council will be discussing it next month. This comes as Calgary police say social disorder and violent crime have been disproportionately concentrated in the downtown core compared to the rest of the city. The last time CPS had a main office downtown was in 2017. They currently have a community counter on 6th Avenue Southwest, but it does not have 24/7 capacity, meaning no police patrols or a place to process arrests.
Having this station reopen our downtown is an essential first step to making Calgary's downtown as safe as possible, not just for residents, but also for businesses and those people who work downtown.
The mayor went on to say that Calgary is the only major city in North America to not have a main downtown police station. Now, area councillor Mike Atkinson says he's willing to hear the mayor out, but believes that simply having a physical building is not going to deter crime. Ian?
Moses, thanks very much. Police are looking for a man they say was involved in 2 sexual assaults just minutes apart in a southeast park. They say a woman was jogging in Fish Creek Park near Mallard Point last Monday around 5:30 p.m. when she was sexually assaulted by a man riding an e-scooter. The suspect continued to ride the e-scooter toward the Douglasdale neighborhood. They also believe the man sexually assaulted another woman in the park about 20 minutes earlier. The suspect is described as being in his late teens or early 20s, and at the time of the incident was wearing black pants, a red hooded sweatshirt, and was playing loud music. Police are looking for a man wanted for armed robbery after meeting the victim through a dating app. Police say on January 27th, the victim and suspect arranged to meet through the app. The suspect then turned up at the man's home in Northeast Calgary, pulled out a handgun and demanded cash. The victim complied and the gunman fled. 29-year-old Ramon Alex Dakers is wanted for armed robbery. Police are investigating a hit-and-run collision that sent a teenage boy to hospital. It happened around 11:30 a.m. behind the Village Square Shopping Center at 23rd Avenue and 52nd Street Northeast. Police believe an altercation happened between a male driver and a teenage boy. The driver attempted to leave the area in his vehicle and struck the teen. The youth sustained non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to hospital in stable condition.
So I was on the way back to school and I seen some cops over by the car wash. So I just went there and I seen someone I knew and they told me that so-and-so got hit by a vehicle and that he like flew in the air and then landed on his head, right?
And I heard it was purposely too, over like an altercation apparently, but I don't know for sure.
Not publicly released suspect details or the description of the car involved. There's no word yet if charges will be laid. Police have closed Temple Drive near 60th Street because of a rollover. It happened just before 3 this afternoon. Investigators say a child has life-altering injuries and has been taken to hospital in stable condition. The road will remain closed until police complete their investigation. Prime Minister Mark Carney says Canada's new $25 billion sovereign wealth fund will help build major projects across the country. Kevin Green joins us now. So, Kevin, how has the fund's announcement been received?
Well, Ian, not surprisingly, it depends who you ask. Calgary's business community seems pleased with the idea, saying it could help attract business and get infrastructure projects underway. Others, including Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, argue it's just more borrowing with no guarantee of returns. Carney says the fund will go to help building major infrastructure projects, something he said government money wouldn't be doing. This may be a way to separate that money at an arm's length fund, but some economists worry it will be managed about how it will be managed and whether government priorities could influence where that money goes. Nonetheless, here in the heart of oil country, businesses say anything that could help a West Coast pipeline get built is welcome news.
It's a great initiative, fantastic announcement. How's it going to be managed? We understand that there is an arm's length board, so we don't want government picking winners and losers, obviously, but this is a very, very important signal that the government's willing to de-risk investment, and this is part of how we attract that $1 trillion of investment to Canada.
Carney's announcement about the fund was short on details. He said those will be rolling out over the coming months, but we should start getting in a good idea of what's coming tomorrow, as the Prime Minister promised a fiscal update to their budget from last year.
Thank you, Kevin. Manitoba plans to roll out a social media and AI chatbot ban for kids. And while parents here welcome the idea, students don't think it will work. Details about Manitoba's ban still need to be worked out, including the age limit under consideration and how a provincial government will have jurisdiction over international platforms. The province of Alberta says it's watching what Manitoba is doing, but it's not considering restrictions at this point. Parents we spoke with are in favor of a ban, while high school students are doubtful it would work.
Kids, they would find a way around it, and I think it's worse for them to be sneaky and unmonitored with their social media, and without the ban, at least parents have some sort of access to what they're consuming.
I think a better solution would just be like that education piece about it.
A social media ban would not be great here. It's since the students communicate mostly throughout social media.
A rally outside Parliament Hill Monday called for the federal government to introduce a bill that would enforce age limits on social media accounts. The federal culture minister said the government is very seriously considering it. Elections Alberta has asked schools to give kids the day off on referendum day. That's because schools are used as polling sites. The Calgary Board of Education has posted its updated instructional calendar. Instead of having Friday, October 23rd off, there will be no classes on Monday, October 19th. Calgary's Catholic School Board hasn't posted how it will adjust its calendar to accommodate referendum day. All right, Danielle joins us with a first look at the weather. You know what I've noticed recently?
What?
Green grass.
Oh, yes. And you know what? The forecast is looking a lot greener, a lot more wonderful. Last week came with some very strong winds, over 90 kilometers per hour, a good amount of snow. We're completely changing here. So temperatures are starting to rise. We will continue to increase in temperature this week. 7 degrees is the temperature at the airport right now. Winds have been relatively calm, gusting 30, closer to 40 kilometers per hour at times. There are a couple things you do need to know about the next 24 hours. So one of the key things is we're looking at wind chill. Wind chill will build in for tonight. So tomorrow when off to work and school, it will likely feel like -6, but then we will get to 13 degrees in the afternoon. And this evening, much like tomorrow, later in the day, closer to those supper hours, we get into the potential of some isolated showers. That's a possibility later in the day. We may even see a non-severe thunderstorm. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen.
Thanks, Danielle. It's unclear what kind of wildfire season we'll have this summer. Just had the crews that will fight the flames say they're ready for it no matter what happens. And a last-minute reprieve today for the man who was convicted of the Humboldt Broncos bus crash in 2018. Also, if you have a news tip, text us at 10400. The new crews responsible for protecting our province from wildfires have been training for weeks ahead of the wildfire season. Initial attack trainees load up helicopters ready to be sent on their final test facing wildfires on the ground. Each year, 150 trainees are put through 3 weeks of classroom and hands-on training. Thanks to a wet spring, the season in northern Alberta is off to a slower than usual start, but it's much drier in southern Alberta.
It's really too early to say what fire season is going to bring. The big determining factors for us when it comes to spring wildfires are how the snow melts and how much rain we receive in the springtime. So we're waiting to see what those conditions look like, but we're still preparing for whatever the fire season is going to bring our way.
Now that crews have moved through the training, they say they're ready to battle the flames when called upon. A fire last night in the southwest ended up damaging a home and destroying a car. Firefighters were called to a home on Patterson Boulevard around 7:15. When they arrived, they found a garage on fire and one car was destroyed. The first floor of the house was also heavily damaged. Investigators are still trying to determine what sparked the fire. Well, after a very snowy April, I think we've earned much better weather this week.
I would agree, Ian. I would say everybody listening agrees. And we're in for a really nice week. It's going to be a bit slow, but we will get into those 20s later this week. So while last week came with snow and wind, crazy wind, and cold, this is going to be a warm one that will be a lot brighter, and the winds will be more reasonable. So for today, we got a gust in the city closer to 40 kilometers per hour and further to the south in the 30s. This is what we're looking at again for tomorrow, 40 kilometer per hour gusts possible later in the day, especially 7 degrees. That's our high and our current temperatures. So yeah, normal is 14 for this time of year. We're not quite normal, but we will get there. And in fact, we'll likely get to that or just below that by tomorrow. It's 9 in Lethbridge right now, 6 in Brooks, just to give you some perspective here. Radar and satellite, yes. So there is a system tracking stateside, and that is creating a bit of instability. So that late day instability, especially as we get warmer and warmer, is the possibility for sure. So we have a couple raindrops falling in parts of the city, and you can see down Highway 2 towards Lethbridge as well. There is these isolated pockets. We have that potential once again for tomorrow, and a little stronger again tomorrow. So tomorrow it could even come with some non-severe thunderstorms. There's that stateside system, and again, that's pushing air up the mountains, creating that late day instability for us. Basically, what we're looking at when we look longer term here is we have this ridge of high pressure that's building in. So when it does build in, specifically Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it will be very stable and very nice, and temperatures will be able to build and build under this. This is why we have a very good chance of getting into the 20s later this week, and that will create that more stable weather. But until that fully builds in for late day tomorrow, we have the potential of more isolated showers possible. So this is the rest of today. You can see that clearing out, especially later in the day. And then tomorrow there will be some sunshine, some cloudy periods at times. And here's that look of that instability building in right along the mountains and then tracking off to the east. And it will have enough steam to track off to the east and likely make its way into Calgary. And this is indicating even some thunderstorm activity. So we could see this. So non-severe thunderstorms, meaning small pea-sized hail, a little bit of lightning, quick downpour, and then it's out. So these will be brief, but that is the potential, especially by the supper hours for tomorrow. And then a smaller chance of seeing that by Wednesday, because Wednesday that ridge starts to strengthen and it'll be a little more stable. So just a 30% chance by Wednesday. All right, so for tomorrow, 13 degrees is our high. Keep in mind wind chill in the morning. At 6 a.m. the wind chill will be minus 13. And by 8 a.m. around minus 6. So a chilly start, but getting up to 13, and then that late day shower or non-severe thunderstorm possible, especially by those supper hours. Stable for Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures climbing close to 20 for Thursday. Friday likely 20, and then late in the day on Friday we get into that chance of showers and non-severe thunderstorms again.
Thanks, Danielle. The Calgary truck driver who caused the deadly Humboldt Broncos bus crash will remain in Canada for now. A federal court judge has granted a last-minute delay for the deportation of Jaskirat Sidhu. He was supposed to be on a plane to India today after serving his sentence for dangerous driving. Sidhu drove through a stop sign and into the path of the bus, killing 16 people and injuring 13 others 8 years ago. Sidhu's lawyer argued the Border Services Agency's refusal to delay the deportation on humanitarian and compassionate grounds was unreasonable. The judge says Sidhu can stay in Canada until the federal court considers the case. Sidhu suffers from PTSD and depression and has a child with complex medical issues.
Challenge in federal court saying that the officer did not consider the best interests of the children that are involved and that will be affected by his removal, as well as his serious mental health issues. And we said we would like a delay long enough to make that decision so you don't disrupt this family. Even if you made a positive decision about the humanitarian application later, it's too late if he's already been sent back to India.
Many of the Humboldt Broncos parents have been urging the government to go through with the deportation. Michelle Strajnitsky, whose son Ryan was injured in the crash, calls the delay ridiculous. Many of us have noticed the higher price of beef in grocery stores, and that begins with higher cattle prices. Still ahead, how ranchers feel about their business these days. As we mentioned earlier, Ottawa is moving to set up a new sovereign wealth fund. Joining me is Robert Geary, investment advisor with the Popwich Carmeli Advisory Group. Now, Rob, how is this proposal for a sovereign wealth fund having any impact on the markets?
Yeah, not really. You know, I was watching obviously the Canadian dollar and whatnot, bond market, whatever, when this came out, and not a huge reaction on that side. We got a bunch of obviously Bank of Canada decisions coming up here, so it's more wait and see on that side. But I did see a couple names like Bird Construction and the Acon Group, which they have potential to get some of those bigger contracts, you know, once this fund builds and once these projects kind of get into that phase. So I saw a little bit of buying on some of those companies. On the other side of the market, not really a huge effect. I think this is an interesting one just from watching how Norway has dealt with their surplus reserves. I think a lot of people are looking at this going, hey, what kind of surplus do we have here with the national deficit?
Meantime, Shell is buying out ARC Resources for $22 billion.
Yeah, big deal in the Montney space here in BC and Alberta. And obviously this is I would say it was a good deal for ARC, but they didn't demand as much as a premium as some of these other companies are. So they were a discounted target from Shell. And for Shell, they were the best buyer in this because they have a 40% stake in the LNG Canada. That is a gas and liquids rich. So they want to get that gas out, get it through the pipeline, and get it off the coast, which is easier to do now with that Enbridge pipeline in place. So I think this is a good deal for Shell and obviously a good deal for shareholders. They still have to vote on it, but a pretty good deal for them as well.
All right. Thanks for the update.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Rogers Communications, a major Canadian media and technology company, plans to offer buyouts to half of its 25,000 employees. A company spokesperson told the Globe and Mail Rogers is taking steps to adjust its cost structure to reflect the business realities of the current environment. Some business units will be ineligible for the offer, including on-air talent, Sportsnet employees, and union workers. Alberta's agriculture industry is feeling optimistic despite rising costs of cattle and beef at the grocery store. Calgary's business community hosted Alberta's Agriculture Minister R.J. Sigurdsson to discuss the competitiveness of the ag sector. The cost of business for Alberta farmers and ranchers has skyrocketed in recent years, and global uncertainty has had an impact. Cattle prices are up 6% in the last month and 20% in the last year. Beef is up 14% compared to last year. Leighton Kolk ranches near Lethbridge. He can sell a cow for up to $4,000 compared to $1,500 a few years ago. But input costs for feed and other expenses are also way up.
The cattle business is not jump in for 6 months and get out and wait till it gets better and then jump back in. You're in it for the long haul. And for a rancher to make a decision to either increase cow herd size or decrease cow herd size, that's a 3 to 4 year decision.
Alberta is hosting the 35th annual Tri-National Accord in late September with representatives from the U.S. and Mexico. The conference aims to strengthen trade, food security, and innovation. The mayor wants a downtown police station before the end of the year. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. Jeremy Farkas says he'll be asking council members to move forward with a plan. The mayor says Calgarians want a safer downtown, and this is one way to achieve it. Coming up at 6, reaction from Calgary's Downtown Business Association. Also ahead, a parody website has entered the conversation about the upcoming Alberta referenda. Coming up, why one political expert says this actually illustrates a growing concern about October's vote. We'll explain. Ian.
Thank you, Tara. Hundreds climbed the McHugh Bluff stairs Sunday to raise money for families experiencing housing instability. Calgary's most famous or notorious set of stairs are not for the faint of heart. That challenge was met head-on by those taking part in the 15th annual Steps to End Homelessness event. Organizers were hoping to raise between $120,000 and $200,000 to benefit In From the Cold, the largest family shelter in Alberta. We've waited a long time for weather like this, and it is warming up throughout the week as well. Right now in Calgary, mostly cloudy and 7 degrees. Danielle has details coming up. Okay, soccer games, baseball games, all that stuff back on because we have great weather.
Yeah. You know, it's sad that it was canceled for this weekend and much of last week, but here we go. My son's at his tonight, for example.
Nice. Very nice.
Not all of them started back up tonight. Some of them did. 7 degrees, so it's still on the chilly side for sure, but this is an improvement from the last 5 days of what we've had with the wind, the cold, and the snow. 14 is a normal daytime high for this time of year, and that's pretty much where we'll be for tomorrow. Tomorrow, a good amount of sunshine, a little chilly to start, so -6 is a wind chill when off to work and school, but a really nice day overall. Later in the day by the supper hours, we do run into the chance of some late day showers or even non-severe thunderstorms, and then more stable for Wednesday and Thursday, and even warmer.
Thanks, Danielle. More than 100,000 people visited the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo this weekend. Organizers say the BMO Center's expansion has helped ensure that visitors and exhibitors have the best possible experience at the Expo. The Calgary Expo is now the largest event of its kind in Western Canada. It's also the only city where they host the Parade of Wonders. Organizers say both the event's reputation and Calgary's hospitality help attract big names to the Expo.
I think Calgary has a great film industry too, so people have an affection. They've either filmed here before or they're familiar with the area, so they like to come and be a part of it. But definitely, given our scale as Fan Expo HQ, it helps us to bring the biggest and the best to the city every year.
Organizers are already working on planning next year's events. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.